Right, hello everyone. So, today we're here at the Habaneras, and the reason is we've picked the Habaneras, the shopping centre in Torrevieja, because it's the centre point for the video that I want to do, and this video that I'm talking about and showing you. What we're going to show you is the 5 local supermarkets, all different brands, that are less than a mile radius from the Habaneras centre. So the Habaneras centre is obviously quite a nice, easy one, because everyone knows where that is. Kind of think it does and all that sort of thing, but there's a load of supermarkets, 5 supermarkets, all different brands, like I say, that are in a mile radius of this shopping centre. So we take you from here to show you them where they are. That's the Habaneras, obviously, behind me. So from the Habaneras, there's 2 sides, back side, front side. So we'll start from this one, which is the back side. So coming out the back of the Carrefour, you walk down to our very first supermarket that we're going to show you. But to be fair, it is like literally on the doorstep of Carrefour. Well, 3 of the supermarkets are pretty much on the doorstep of the Carrefour. So let's spin it around and show you the first one. There we go, the Carrefour. Now the Carrefour is actually just a French brand. Again, you can see the car park is humongous. Now, in this one, you will find anything you need. So the Carrefour has pretty much got absolutely everything in it. It's good for electrical stuff, TVs and stuff like that, and white appliances, so ovens and bits and pieces. They've all got, there's plenty of those here to pick from, but at the same time, you will also nearly get run over, but at the same time you'll also find everything else you want: clothes, beds, all of the household goods, cutlery, that kind of thing. Then there's a massive selection of fresh fruit, veg. They've got an in-house bakery where you can get rotisserie chickens and a couple of other bits and pieces. So there's also a big fresh section that does all fresh fish. There's also a fresh butcher's counter, that kind of thing. And one of the other things that is here, and it's not long been opened, probably about a year now actually saying that, is there is also a Popeyes chicken attached right next door to it. So that's the first supermarket I'm going to show you, the Carrefour, which is obviously right on the doorstep of the Habaneras shopping centre. You really can't miss it. Just go straight out the back, huge great building next door that says Carrefour, you're there. Like we say, you'll get most stuff of what you need in there. Personally, we do use it a fair bit. We do tend to find it a little bit more expensive than some of the other shops that we're going to sell you, but there's still always reasons to go in there. It's always, and it's one of the supermarkets that is open the most. I think only shuts about 2 or 3 days a year, so not a huge amount. Shuts your typical Sundays, but after, when you get into sort of the sort of summery times, pretty much open till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And like I say, you will find everything you need in a Carrefour, trust me. Right, so for the next supermarket, this will be the second one we're going to show you. We're going the other way through Habaneras, and at what we call the front end of it, where we're going to show you the next supermarket. So the second one, we've done the Carrefour before, but the second one is just, let me spin you around, so as you come out the front of the Habaneras supermarket, you're then going to see the next one we're going to go and look at and show you where it is. And again, you could literally hit a golf ball to it. So this is the Mercadona. Again, there are literally loads of Mercadonas about, but this is the one that is right next to and so close that it's unbelievable. Now, all of these supermarkets, obviously they do have their own car parks, and this is a little bit of a deceiving one. It doesn't look a very big car park at first, but then you realise, just move past there so you can see, once you get past the Mercadona, which is the main building there, to the very left hand side over there, you go down the ramp, there is an underground supermarket there, and that underground supermarket, what am I saying? Underground car park. Wouldn't be an underground supermarket because that's up the top. So, but that shows you literally just how close it is to the vicinity of the Habaneras. So the Habaneras, if I turn around, it is literally just there behind us. And then that is the Mercadona. Right, so the Mercadona, very much a Spanish supermarket. We use it a fair bit because we find this to be probably, for us anyway, it is the most cost effective of the supermarkets to be going to. There's lots of stuff we particularly like in here as well. They've got really good selections of everything, but we get all our milk, our bread, those kind of things, the proper staples. They also do drink, so wine, the Syrah wine that we like, that we got put onto by our good friends, the Brits living in Spain, so big shout out to the Brits living in Spain for that one. The Syrah red wine that they sell in here is about 2.3 euros a bottle, absolutely first class, we absolutely love it, so it's definitely worth coming just for that. But they do loads of other stuff that's cheap as well, rums like 6 euros a bottle for a cheap rum. Again, they've got your typical fruit and veg, nice big selection, very good selection, that always very fresh. We tend to find that the Mercadona seems to have the most fresh fruit and veg and last for the longest from our point of view. So we tend to get it from there, but also, like we say, we get the bread, the stuff like that as well, really worthwhile, and great shop to use, plenty of parking, and as we say, for us, in terms of the cost of living, that kind of thing, this we find to be the cheapest of the Spanish supermarkets we use. Right, so the next supermarket, again we're out the front, the same side as where the Mercadona is, so I'll flip you around 2 seconds. That's obviously where we've just showed you the Mercadona. The next one is just a short walk along from the Mercadona, pretty much next door to where the Mercadona is, and that is the Lidl. So there's a fairly large Lidl here, obviously the German brand of supermarket. We've got them back in the UK as well. Now obviously you can see where that is compared to the Habaneras. For us personally, Lidl is probably the supermarket that we actually frequent the least. For all of those wondering, it is very much similar to a UK supermarket or a UK Lidl. A lot of the brands are the same there in this one as what you get back in the UK. And yes, there is a middle of Lidl. So if you want to go in there for your local jumble sale of goods, you can do so. But again, it shows you just how close in the vicinity of what it is to the Habaneras. So again, if it's your kind of thing, like I say, we don't tend to use it a massive amount. Tend to find it a little bit more expensive, particularly for things like fresh meat and stuff like that. We find that the Lidl tends to be the most expensive out of the 5 supermarkets we're going to show you. But if Lidl is what floats your boat, and it's where you like to shop. There is one here. There are obviously loads of other Lidls around in the area, but this is the closest ones to where we are. Okay, so the Habaneras is just on the right hand side here, which means the Mercadona that we showed you already and the Lidl just coming up on the left hand side is they're just on the left hand side, like I say. So there we've come in the car this time. Not really, I mean, let's be honest, if you're going to a supermarket, you're probably going to be in the car anyway because you're buying loads of stuff. And we have 1,000,001 pedestrians all that want to cross together, which is not a problem because there's a bit of a traffic jam up in front, which means you'll just have to listen to me waffling instead. But yeah, so we've come in the car this time. So we're coming from the Hyperb on the Mercadona Lidl side, and we're heading over to Torrevieja area, which in all honesty, it's only a couple of minutes walk, but you're going to, like I say, you're going to be in the car anyway because you're going to have shopping to be putting in, heavy bags and all that sort of thing. In our case, it's always bottles of wine and stuff like that, which we're getting, so that's why. But we'll just show you, we might have to speed it up a little bit just to get through the traffic. Right, we're back off and running again. This is probably where you'll see how bad some of the driving in Spain is, and not just mine. So we're heading over, like I say, into Torrevieja area, and there's a couple of speed ramps, so we'll be going over those and just go over it. So on the right hand side there, that's where the Dog's Pound actually is. The left hand side is where the new bus station is supposedly going in, and you'll come over here, there's another roundabout straight in front, and then go straight over that towards Great Greek, where that is, and then you can probably see the sign already for the next supermarket, which is the Consum. Again, it's we find that this tends to be a bit more of a budget friendly type supermarket. This one has been so many different things. It started off as a Mercadona, then it was a couple of other different ones, and now it's ended up as Consum. But they do some really good stuff in here, to be fair, in the Consum supermarket. So like I say, it does tend to be a little more budget friendly. So we'll take you right in once this chap's out of the car so we can get through. Actually, we'll go in the other way. So we'll go up to the traffic lights here. Once we're at the traffic lights, then we turn left. You can go in that entrance back there that we did show. So we're just going to turn left up here. That's the Consum supermarket. We'll drive past the front of it just to show you it. Plenty of parking. As you can see, it's quite a nice big car park, most of which is undercover. Okay, so the Consum supermarket, this is the one we probably know the least about, in all honesty, and that's because this is only relatively recently opened. It's been open 2 or 3 months out here in this area. Obviously there are Consums everywhere in Spain, but this is, we've not shopped a lot in here. We do know the kind of stuff that's in here. You can find all your usual sort of stuff in here. Again, it's supposedly one of the more budget friendly, but I did a quick bit of Googling, so I'm just going to read you off my phone what Google says. So Consum is a major Spanish supermarket cooperative that has over 1,000 stores across the Mediterranean region of Spain. It's the largest cooperative in Spain's distribution sector, known for balancing economic growth with social well-being and environmental stewardship. So they're just general all-round good guys by the sounds of things. So Consum, again, there'll be stuff in there that you like. You'll find all of your major brands in most of these places, but you will find certain bits and pieces, certain brands, certain things you like. So in certain areas there will be things that you, or certain shops you will find things that you prefer more to other supermarkets. It's your choice, guys. I'm not trying to tell you which one to shop in. I'm just trying to show you what's in the area and what the supermarket. Okay, so this is going to be the 5th and the final supermarket that we're going to show you from the Habaneras. So again, Habaneras on the right, Mercadona on the left, the Lidl will be on the left just coming up as well. So we're heading back along a similar way that we did to the Consum, so to the roundabout where the Lidl is and the Habaneras on the right. And from there we're going to head up the road, the CV, I never know whether it's the 905 or the 95, I can't remember, I have to find out which one that is and confirm whether it's the 905 or the 95 and let you guys know. I'll probably end up dropping it in a note below, so keep your eyes open below, it'll be pinging up down there. And once the traffic gets moving properly and we don't get caught by pedestrians crossing, there's always loads of crossings down there obviously because it's a shopping centre, so that everyone can get close to it. Again, you might see some Spanish driving, or possibly my bad driving even. So this time at the roundabout, we're actually going to go right. So we're turning right and going up the 95 or the 905, whichever one it may be. So now you've got on the right hand side the Habaneras, then we're also going past the Carrefour towards McDonald's way. This is the main road that takes you right up towards Casada and that kind of thing, and also out on the motorways. See, I'm going to be kind here and let this person out, and you watch, they'll hold me up at the roundabout now. Always happens to me when I let somebody out, they end up holding me up at the roundabout. Of course, because I'm filming it this time round, they won't. So we're at the McDonald's roundabout. We're going to go straight over again. So the McDonald's will be just there coming into view. And from the McDonald's we then turn right, carry on up. Point to notice is this is all 50 kilometres per hour, this piece of road now, and there are cameras on it. Admittedly they're further up, but just be warned guys, so if you are speeding up here you will get caught and you will get done for it if you're not careful, so be warned. So like I say, this is the fifth and final supermarket, it's probably around about a kilometre I would say from the Habaneras to this supermarket, so the furthest one. So from there to here you do need a car obviously to get there, but let's be honest, like I say, once you are here you're going to be buying a load of shopping, so you wouldn't be carrying it all by hand back anyway. So now the supermarket, this is the Hyperb, it's just here on the right hand side. I'm just going to have to stop again and let this lady cross. And this is just up by the La Jolla, so this roundabout is pretty much where all the building work, you can just see in front there, that's where all the building work for La Jolla is going to be taking place, or is taking place. So we turn right at this roundabout and then take the immediate right again. Now where you can see that building work, that used to be a petrol station, but it is no longer, and this is the Hyperb, which is probably to us and the house, it's probably the nearest one to us. And we do use this one a fair bit as well. So that's the Hyperb, the final one. Right, so Hyperb is probably our most local supermarket to us where we actually live, but probably the furthest, well, it is the furthest from the Habaneras. Now, we use it quite a lot. It's one of our personal favourites. It is, we do tend to find a lot of the stuff does tend to be cheaper in here. So for example, we needed some Elmley. The only reason I picked that is because we've just bought some. So Elmley up the road in what is the Tesco's, old Tesco's overseas supermarkets, just over €3 ago. Down here it's 2.3 euros ago, so a fair saving to be fair, just on something like that. So we tend to use it. There's a lot of brands and stuff we like in here. Now, Hyperb is a Spanish chain. I'm just reading some stuff off here if you're wondering what I'm looking at, just to give me some notes and give me proper accurate information. Hyperb is a growing Spanish chain. At the moment it's primarily in the Alicante province, It's known for its fresh quality produce, competitive pricing, friendly local service, and it's expanding from larger hypermarkets to more manageable neighbourhood stores, and they're trying to develop an online presence as well. So that gives you a bit of information. Like I say, this is the one that we probably, between this and the Mercadona, use the most for our everyday stuff that we need to buy. Your normal household stuff, your foods, bits and pieces like that, your cleaning, your laundry and all those kind of things. We tend to use these two, the Hyperb, the Mercadona the most. Now, saying that again, this is, I'm just trying to show you what's in the area. So those that are not familiar with Torrevieja, the area, or you're just here on holiday, you're just passing through, if you pick this up and you see it, this will give you an idea from the Habaneras. Now the Habaneras is quite a central feature in Torrevieja, which is why I picked to do it from the Habaneras. And like I say, all of these supermarkets, some are literally on doorstep, some are maybe a kilometre max at the most away. There are other supermarkets. You've got your Aldis and all the other types that are out here, the Dias, the Delpris and things like that, that are all out here. These are just the ones, the 5 closest ones to this area. So I'm not saying use these supermarkets, endorsing them in any way, because nobody's obviously paying us for this. I'm just trying to give you, the viewer, the information of what is in and around the area in Torrevieja, so that you guys can be a little bit more informed. Hopefully, obviously a lot of people that live in the area, you'll know this anyway, so you probably won't need to bother watching this video, because you're thinking, what's this Wally talking about? We know where the supermarkets are, but like I say, those that are new to the channel, those that are new to the area, passing through the area, just to give you a bit of information on what is in and around the area in terms of the supermarkets and what ones you can use, find and see. I'll put the locations down below for each of these. Thank you. No, right, brief announcement. So I'll put the I'll put the descriptions down below of where to find them, and the actual link, like the Google link on the map, so you can see them. I'll try, if I can, and get a screenshot showing the whole area of the map and show you dotted where the 5 supermarkets are on there. Like I say, some of them are on the doorstep. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, hopefully it's been a bit of help to some people, and please leave a like, leave a comment, anything down below. Again, if there is anything you'd like us to cover that we've not yet covered on this channel, please let us know, because we can only do what we think we would want you to see. But if you give us comments, you give us feedback and let us know what you want, we can then do it for you guys, so we can show you. Right, leave you all to it. Gonna go home, sit in the hot tub for a while, enjoy, probably have a beer and then go out for some dinner later on. So hope you've enjoyed the video once again, guys, and we'll catch you all later on.